Hey, what's up guys, Ben here with another video on my channel FilmFanatic, and that is right, I am reviewing Captain America Civil War. So it was released in the UK on Thursday night, or technically Friday evening at 1 minute past midnight, and me and a group of friends went to it on the release day. Before we get into it, I must say this is a spoiler alert. You have been well informed that there is going to be spoilers in this video, so if you don't want to know what happens, click off the video now. If not, let's get into the review. So first of all, we'll talk about how amazing the action sequences were. The movie kicks off in true superhero fashion. Captain America, Scarlet Witch, Black Widow and Falcon are all in a mission which ends up in a little bit of a disaster by them blowing up a building and killing lots of innocent people. And that creates a backlash in where Tony Stark and the government come together and say, we need to put superheroes in check, they need to be controlled and organised by the government, by the public. We cannot run off our own will, basically. We all knew that was coming before the film. But they did such a good job in kind of tricking the audience. I don't know if it was just me or if it was everybody, but when I watched the trailers, it looked to me as if, oh, Iron Man and Captain America don't agree, let's have a fight. But that isn't actually how it goes down. It's actually a lot different. There's a lot more twists and turns to the story than what it seems, and so you're getting a lot more than you bargained for. The way the movie started, I was a little bit scared that it maybe wouldn't be able to continue that and live up to the glory, but honestly it did. It was awesome, it was epic, and there are so many awesome action sequences, but I'm going to talk about one in particular. We have to talk about the airport fight. This is the one you see in all the trailers where they all kind of rise up and fly towards each other. You've all seen it, it's in pretty much every trailer released. That sequence was so epic, and actually the bit where they run together and collide is actually after a good 10, pardon me, the bit where they kind of fly together and collide is actually 10-15 minutes into the fight, so we get a lot more than we bargained for, or what we initially thought we were going to get. I would say that is one of the most enjoyable Marvel action sequences I've seen. I'd say there was better Marvel action sequences in other movies, but I would say this one was by far the most enjoyable. Why? Because you had Ant-Man kicking ass, Iron Man, Captain America kicking ass, you had Vision kicking ass, Hawkeye even kicked ass. That was one of the more surprising bits about the fight. Now everyone kind of makes fun of Hawkeye for kind of being the useless Avenger, not really doing anything, and to be fair, he wasn't a massive contributor to this story, but in the fight he put up a decent fight with people he really shouldn't have been able to survive with, if you know what I'm saying. Basically he was trying to protect Scarlet Witch and he did a good job at fending off Vision, which, you know, shouldn't technically happen. He did that pretty well. He had to fight off Iron Man as well. It was awesome. Everybody, I would say, played their part well. I would say everybody in the action sequence contributed something. It wasn't like the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Doomsday fight in Batman vs Superman where Batman was kind of on the sidelines. Everybody contributed in their own way. So nobody was really left out. Something I was worried about was the fact that when they all came together, you would have maybe one or two of the Avengers kind of having side fights that didn't really matter, nobody really spoke about. But no, everybody contributed, everybody had their own part, and it wasn't too crowded. That's what Marvel do really well. Is unlike Batman Superman, where the movie seemed a little bit too crowded with heroes and villains and stuff, they did it so well that they split up screen time so well that you weren't overly forced with people you really shouldn't be bothered with. And so because it's basically Captain America versus Iron Man, there wasn't an overwhelming amount of those two that you kind of forgot about the other people, but there wasn't an overwhelming amount of the other people that you forgot it was Captain America versus Iron Man. They did it very well in that sense. So this is the first cinematic release of Black Panther. We had never seen it before. Everyone freaked out when they seen him in the trailer, and he looked pretty awesome in the trailer, but in the movie he is even more awesome than you first think. So if you're sitting there and you have only seen the trailer, you have a lot more coming, honestly. This guy is so sick. Not gonna lie, I'm unaware who the actor was. I never recognised him, so when he showed up in the beginning of the movie, I never actually clocked that's who he was gonna be until we got maybe 10-15 minutes after this scene, and I was like, holy mother of goodness. That is well going to be Black Panther, and I was right. He was awesome. The fight sequences with him and Bucky were sick. Then they had awesome fight sequences with him and Iron Man as well. It was awesome. Honestly guys, he was so good. I'd never seen anything of Black Panther before this movie, so I really have nothing to compare it to, but speaking to people who are actually fans of Black Panther and these comics and stuff, they said that they got him to a T. Another character they got to a T and I know enough about is Spider-Man. Oh, he was so good. Now I've said in a previous video I was nervous about Tom Holland playing Spider-Man because he's an unknown, he's younger than all the other actors, so obviously they're going a different kind of direction with it, and they introduced him very well in this. I mean, everybody knows the scene in the trailer where he kind of swoops down and grabs Captain America's shield with a web and is like, oh hey guys, that bit. He's in it before that, setting up, showing Aunt May and what he's like at home, and Tony Stark comes to him to recruit him. I thought that was a really, really good touch. Also sets up really well that relationship that's going to be in Homecoming between Spider-Man and Robert Downey Jr. because he's just signed a contract with them. So that's going to set up that relationship well to show that he was the one who recruited him for the Avengers, so you can see that link. But then also, they got him to a T. They got him that kind of fast-talking, nerdy but also quite funny character that we didn't really get a chance to see in the other Spider-Man movies. That Marvel, who obviously know the character the best, they got him perfect. I cannot fault Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I doubted him at first, but I can honestly say I think his Homecoming Spider-Man movie is going to be pretty awesome. I mean, he was in the big airport fight. It was so cool because he was trying to fight Bucky. He was trying to fight Bucky and Falcon at the same time, and he was doing it in such an epic way, but at the same time it was quite funny as well. So when he got kind of close hand-to-hand combat with Bucky and you knew he wasn't really going to win, he was making jokes and he kept it kind of light-hearted, but also really helped set up the fact that he is only a teenager. He's not like the other... he's not like the other Spider-Man movies where he's kind of like an early 20s kind of guy. He's just a teenager who lives with his auntie. I'm honestly so excited for the new Spider-Man movie. I was there with my friends, and one of my friends who is a massive, massive Spider-Man fan, he was just freaking out next to me. He was going crazy about how awesome this looked. And when we were leaving, we were all talking about how excited we are for Homecoming. I just had to check my camera was still going because last time, my last review, it cut off and I had no idea until I started editing, so I'm just going to double check to make sure everything's cool. Okay, we continue. Okay, they're going. Let's talk about how epic and unexpected this twist was. So there's a moment in the movie where you see a young Tony Stark and Howard Stark and his mother all kind of in the house, and you hear that his dad and his mum have to go away and he's going to be left by himself. Now at first I was like, is this like a flashback thing? What's going on here? And then they said, Tony, you have to understand that we're not going to come back. And I was kind of like, what is this hinting to? Are they hinting that they knew they were going to die? Does this hint to maybe another standalone movie? What's going to happen? But then it turns out it was all a Tony Stark memory, and he was using these new glasses that use projectors to project his memories to him, and he could alter and edit them. And so he said, this is how I wish it would happen. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because the twist involves his parents. It turns out that Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, Captain America's best friend, turns out he was brought out of his cryo prison much earlier than the Winter Soldier, and he was actually sent to kill Howard Stark. Now it's a twist that links the previous movies together. It also helps give Iron Man, Tony Stark, some motivation, because it seems to be partway through the fight between Captain America, Bucky and himself, they're all kind of friends and they've kind of settled their differences. And then this comes about, and you almost think at that point it's going to be like Batman, Superman, right, this is them teamed up now, can we go on with the movie? But instead you're in with a surprise, you're in with another twist, and then Iron Man has this anger, this motivation to then go and fight Bucky and Cap, and it's an awesome twist that I've never seen come. Now I must say before you go, there are two end credit scenes. One is just after the ending credits and it shows Black Panther and Captain America together, and they're putting Bucky back into his cryo prison because they're hoping it will reset his brain and so he's not kind of under the control anymore. And the second one is after all the credits, and it helps set up the Homecoming Spider-Man movie. Now as I said earlier, it does show Robert Downey Jr. is the one who recruits Spider-Man into the Avengers, and this one shows that he's given him a present, this bracelet projector thing that projects onto the roof this new Spider-Man logo for the new Homecoming movie, so it helps set up that. Then it cuts to black, and then just the words Spider-Man will return comes up on screen, and that kind of made everyone in the cinema like, oh, you could feel the nerd blood start pumping because it was awesome, and I cannot wait for that movie as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me today, guys. If you did enjoy, go ahead and hit the like button down below. It really does help my channel out. Go ahead and leave in the comment section what you thought of Civil War if you've seen it, and if not, leave in the comment section your favourite Marvel superhero. I do love to hear these kind of questions. And don't forget to hit subscribe to never miss another video on my channel. I recently had 230 subscribers. Thank you very, very much for that. My next target is 250. So if you can help me with that, that'd be fantastic. I'll see you next time, guys. Take care. Badoosh.